And also speaking of the money that you make, now after you finish college, you're doing classes twice a week, right? And does this mean you didn't have a job at that time?
Yeah, so I consciously took this decision of not taking a job. But in a few months, what happened was that all my friends around me were either applying for masters or they were doing some job.
Okay.
And initially it didn't matter to me, but eventually it starts hitting you that you're not doing anything. And also, I think a major reason was that I couldn't see a proper progress in my pottery as well.
Yeah.
So when you start pottery, you are just made to make clay and make cylinders for the first few months. And it's not a linear process. So it's not like if today I've made a 6-inch cylinder, I'll be able to make it
Yeah.
tomorrow as well. Tomorrow I
Yeah.
might just not be able to make a 4-inch also. That started playing in my head, and I remember once a friend of mine told me that if you don't take up a job now, if you wait till the next year, you will be competing with the fresh batch, and then why would anyone take you over a fresh graduate because you don't have any experience? And I
Yeah.
thought he's right, and all of that just started playing with my head, and no one actually, like at home also, no one really forced me. I did take up one or two branding projects, but obviously nothing concrete. So I thought maybe I'm wasting my life and I should take up a job. That's when another friend of mine suggested. He told me about an opening at a job at a company in Noida,
Okay.
and so I spoke to them. I contacted them. I sent in my portfolio, interviewed with them. This was December 2014. I got a call back saying that they really like my work and they would like me to join, but the joining will be in February. So
Okay.
I thought fine, I'll wait for it. I mean, not that I have anything else to do. And I told them about my pottery classes, and I told them that I'll be able to work 5 days a week because Saturday and Sunday is when I have my pottery class, and this is something I don't want to give up. They were okay. Luckily it was a 5 day a week company. Uh, so anyway, by the time I was waiting for their opening in Feb, sometime mid Jan, end Jan, I think I just started losing my mind. Everyone's working, I'm not doing anything. And
Yeah.
I read
Yeah.
about this place called Andretta in Himachal. And
Right. Okay.
yeah, and it's a very small town. It's about an hour from Dharamshala, and there's a pottery place there. It's a pottery institute. And I
Okay.
read about it, and they had a 3-month course where you can stay there for 3 months, and they teach you pottery. And
Okay.
immediately I called them without thinking. I just called them and I just discussed the whole process of applying and how it is and what it is. And
Yeah.
I applied for it. I spoke to my parents, and I obviously had no money. So I was like, you have to pay for it. But I really, really want to do this course, and I think it will be good for me.
Yeah.
Uh, so April is when I was starting the course. February, I told that company that I won't be able to join you right now. April, I went for it, and when I went, again, I had two things very clear in my mind that those 3 months are for me to see, for me to develop my skill, A, and B, for me to see if I can do pottery from 9 to 5 every day without getting bored, without getting tired. Because it's
Yeah.
one thing to imagine doing it, and it's completely different to actually do it
Actually.
every day. Yeah. So again, after 2-3 weeks there, taught us the basics, and then we used to sort of, because everyone is at a different stage
Yes.
in pottery, right? So someone can make cylinders, someone can make bowls, someone can make plates. So after we were done with the basics, every day I used to set a target for myself, and that could be make 20 bowls, make 25 bowls, whatever. And I used to make them in
Yeah.
the morning. After lunch, I used to trim them, and after that, I used to break everything, recycle that clay, and prepare it for the next day. So when we were in Andretta, after a couple of weeks, because it's not a linear process for everyone, and everyone was at a different stage of making, I started giving myself these tasks for every day where I would make, let's say, 20 bowls and then trim them and then break them, recycle them, and prepare the clay for the next day. Because I knew that I don't want to carry a bag full of things back with me when I finish the course. I just wanted to get my skill right. So when I'm back home, I can start making things and then actually start pursuing it properly. And I remember that after 3 months, I came back home with only 2 pieces and like a couple of few small testers that I still have.
Okay.
So yeah, so those 3 months were a lot of learning. It was a lot of fun. It was a batch of 8 students, and we were all from different parts of the world. Of the country. But it was a lot of fun. And so the instructor there is Mansimran Singh, and he's actually the son of Sardar Gurucharan Singh, who was the pioneer of studio pottery in India.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and he started Delhi Blue Pottery Trust when there was no studio pottery here. So now his son, who's himself about 80 years, he handles and teaches pottery there. And the Delhi Blue Pottery in Delhi is also a part of the same trust.
And do you have examples of some of the things that you have made?
Yeah, I actually have. So we used to work in terracotta there. So this
Okay.
is an experiment that we all did together. This is a bottle that I made. Black stain on it. So you can see it's this reddish color because it's terracotta.
Okay.
And then I made these small little vases because I used to love testing glazes on this. So during our glaze course, we wanted something to test the colors. These small bottles, which I still have. So yeah. So that's
Very
all.
cool.
That's all I got.
That's all you brought back with you, is it?
Yes.